Look, if you read 8th century Islamic textbooks, fiqh books, people are not perfect. You will find racism, you will find sexism, you will find tribalism, you will find some very problematic stuff that are written, that's found sometimes in mainstream tafsir, mainstream books of fiqh. So for example, the story of Nuh alayhi salam cursing one of his children. You know, this by the way, if you read Genesis 9:17 to 25, it is one of the most problematic passages of the Bible. All right, Genesis 9:17 to 25. Why? Because Noah curses his black son and all of his descendants. Biblically speaking, Noah curses his son Ham and all of his descendants, and they are doomed to slavery and bondage and destruction for the rest of their lives. In the Atlantic slave trade, this was heavily employed. The story of Noah and cursing Ham. This is heavily employed in the Atlantic slave trade. In fact, you can find the early discussions between the abolitionists and Christian theologians at the time and the slave traders, that they were frequently invoking the children of Ham. Okay? So how did this find its way in some of our tafsir? All right. Why? Because some of the tafsirs relied heavily on Isra'iliyat. They relied heavily on biblical narrations to fill in the details of stories. The Prophet ﷺ says that we can use the Isra'iliyat when they don't contradict our religion. Some of the scholars of tafsir went and they put these narrations, or they put the story of Genesis within the story of Nuh alayhi salam, that Nuh alayhi salam cursed his son, Ham, okay? And his descendants are black as a result. Actually, the story actually is that Ham was also white. But when Nuh cursed him, to make it actually worse, when Nuh cursed him, his children became black. So all black people descend from the son that Nuh alayhi salam cursed. They're doomed to slavery, they're doomed to destruction. This is biblical, it's not Islamic. All right? But unfortunately, it finds itself, there's no hadith about it, there's nothing, it finds itself into our mainstream literature as well. Obviously, and that is actually in old mainstream Christianity, that is the explanation for black people on this earth, is the cursed son of Noah. Can you imagine how problematic that is and how that could lead to centuries and centuries of racialized slavery? When your explanation for salvation, why? Because in Judeo-Christian tradition, everyone, so all what was left of mankind came from the Ark of Noah. Islamically speaking, there's a debate whether it was a group of people or whether it was all of earth. The Judeo-Christian explanation is that the Great Flood took everyone except for those who were with Nuh alayhi salam. And their explanation for black people is the cursed son. All right? Now, the Prophet ﷺ, what's his explanation for the different colors of people? Rasulullah ﷺ says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he created Adam alayhi salam, he created him from a handful that he took from all of the earth. فَجَاءَ مِنْهُمُ الْأَحْمَرُ وَالْأَبْيَضُ وَالْأَسْوَدُ وَبَيْنَ ذَلِكَ وَالسَّهْلُ وَالْحَزْنُ وَالْخَبِيثُ وَالطَّيِّبُ. So the Prophet ﷺ said, Adam was created from all of the different colors of the earth, different colors of dirt, and so that's why the children of Adam alayhi salam are of different colors. This is in stark contrast with the Judeo-Christian explanation of why there are black people in the first place. But when tafsir would rely upon Isra'iliyat, that story creeped unfortunately into early books of tafsir and fiqh and so on and so forth as well.